So hi, very glad to be here now. So let's talk about the sneakernet. So first question: how do you use the internet to share files today? I want to hear, what you're using, like the mail, for example, FTP, SCP, so SSH, yeah, and email, Jabber, yeah. Git, torrents, etc. Dropbox, this one, yeah, Dropbox. So here, maybe you know this comic. It's 949 comic on X Cassidy. And what it says is that sometimes it's faster to just grab a USB key to share file between machines than using the internet after all these years. It's really, really incredible because you just have to, use the same applications, have an account on Dropbox or on Jabber or whatever, IRC, deploy a web server to share files. It's just incredible. So let's say that every time you just, send yourself an email, it's just crap because think that your file is encoded in base 64 on your server. It's just crap, So let's talk about sneakers. So sneakernet is a term to talk about, a network that says that there is someone with sneakers that grab an USB key and that transmit data between machines. So the features of this network is that there is potentially an high throughput because imagine like a big plane with USB keys in it. You could send a lot of data really, but you have a high latency. And one key feature of this kind of network is that it's privacy friendly in the sense that we don't surveil what you're doing when you're grabbing a USB key. We don't collect data, so it's kind of privacy friendly. And so to build the sneakernet on the internet, we need a privacy-friendly open source, of course, web application that doesn't ask me for an account on whatever, that doesn't collect any data on me. That's how I, think about the best application for this kind of usage. So let's talk about Fipes. Fipes, it's a pipe for files as a web application. So it's a small web application that is easy to deploy and easy to use. And that doesn't keep any data on you or on your files. So as it's free software, you can deploy it on your server if you want. And of course, it's a free software, so it's free as in freedom. We'll see the license at the end. You'll like it. So what is the plan? So to share the file with Fipes, you just go to the web page, choose a file, and then there is nothing. I know. So then there is a link, and you can give this link to a friend, and then he will be able to download it, and you will see that your friend is downloading your file. So it's kind of cool. But at the privacy level, so what I'm doing, do I just upload files and then store it on an hard disk and then delete it after a certain time? Maybe I do that. But actually, no. I don't do that. I don't need to because I don't store any data on the server, really. So to understand how it works, we will see a little diagram. So the idea is you just connect to the web page via a WebSocket, and it gives you a temporary user ID, and it will allow you to register files to share with your friends. But as soon as you create a link for your file, you don't upload data yet. It's not uploaded yet, but the file is already available. You can already give it to your friend. And what I'm doing is that the link is just a reference on the people that are providing the file. So when you're giving the link, it just ping the server, and then it asks to your browser to stream the data to the server and to forward it directly to the downloader. So at any moment, I don't store any data. I don't need to, because I just forward the data to the downloader. And so this way, there is no arbitrary limit on the file size, and it's just the time you want to put in your file sharing, the limit. So it's kind of cool. And for now, so you have to go through a server. But next, I plan to use other things. So for example, for now, the transport protocol don't use binary. There is no more a reason for that. But when I started to work on Fipes, I needed to encode data in base 64 because WebSocket didn't support binary. But it's no more the case. So it's one of the features we need to implement in the future. But it's just a few changes. Maybe extra share too, because if you want to use browsers that don't support WebSocket, maybe you want to use extra share too, and so maybe it will help you to support other browsers. And then there is WebRTC, of course. So I'm part of the WebRTC apps team at Mozilla, and we are building WebRTC apps now. And WebRTC, if you don't know it, it's real-time communication in the browser with peer-to-peer connection, basically. So with this kind of technology, you could transfer the file directly without using the server. And this way, it will be faster and even more privacy-friendly. So I have an instance online. You can use it right now. It's fileline.org. And so you can see in real time the statistic about the changements, the file exchange between people, the amount of data, the total amount of data that is exchanged on the web service. And of course, it's FLGPL licenses. It's really important in this case because I wanted a protection for the users to allow people to deploy and modify the server, but to tell it to users. So FLGPL is not only a choice, but it's really, really important. It's a part of the project itself. And so that's it. So are you any question, maybe?
Is it one-on-one only, or is it? Can I share it with multiple persons at the same time?
The link that is generated, you can just give it to an IRC channel if you want. The link is available as long as your browser is open to share the file. So the server doesn't store any kind of data on that. So there is no cache or this kind of thing. So you have to open your browser as long as you want to share the file, and the link will be available as long as you do that. And then you can share with any people you want. And so the way a file is created is when you choose a file, it creates a certain page that you can share with other people to share another file with you. So it's like a room to share files.
Hi, are you aware of FileT? And if so, how do you compare to that? FileT.
FileT?
Yeah, it's very similar. Almost the same.
I'm not sure. Is it a kind of the same service, and is it a free software?
Yeah, it's GNU AGP.
Yeah, I don't know about that because I knew a lot of concurrent projects, but most of them didn't were free software, and some didn't do the same thing. Like for example, the link was one-shot link. But yeah, I will definitely ask you to give me a link on that. Okay.
So when you share a file, user has to be online and connected, and the browser has to be open. If you compare it with the other Jabber, sharing the file with a Jabber or sharing the file with other when you are online, so how do you compare it besides just a web-based?
This web service doesn't ask you for an account. So you don't need a Jabber account to use it, for example. So if you want to share a file with someone that you don't really know, actually, like, you're in a room and you just want to share a file with someone, but you don't know his email or you don't know his Jabber ID, or it doesn't maybe even have a Jabber, account, and you don't have to tell him, okay, make a Dropbox account or make a Jabber account, because you don't need to. You just have to give him a link. That's the idea. Don't ask for an account motto. Yeah.
Another question?
Hey, okay, say you want to be really anonymous and you want to send a file to somebody who can't know who you are. Can you make it so that they won't connect directly to your own IP and they will have to connect to the server? Or is that defeating the whole purpose of Fipes?
When I say privacy friendly, it's that I don't collect any data on the public instance, and if you deploy your own instance of the web application, you can trust it. But I don't do much more than HTTPS for the encryption thing. So
And there's no, you won't cache anything on the server ever, even if it was requested by the user.
It could be
There's a temporary cache, like something that says
it could be a feature.
either connect directly to the person or cache it on the server and hide my IP.
It could be a feature. I'm not sure I want that, because, for example, on the public version of Fipes, I don't have to take care about the hard disk. So if I want to store something, I will be, forced to think about that, and I don't want to do that for now. But it could be an option.
Bonus question: have you tested it on Tor?
No. And you? Did you try it?
Not yet. Not yet.
Thank you. Another question?
Question?
Do you have any plans to support end-to-end file encryption?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Do you have any plans so the entire connection is encrypted between the individual users, so a malicious server can't sniff the traffic or whatever?
So are you asking that, like, encrypt the file without the server knowing about the content of the file?
Exactly.
Like end-to-end encryption.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing to do, I think, because without asking for input from the user, at least. Because if you do it automatically from the server know what kind of JavaScript was served to the user. So you still have to trust the server. But then you could use like something else, I don't know, like, ask for an input, but still you can act, the JavaScript like at the server level. But yeah, maybe the solution would be to encrypt the file before sending the file to someone. Yeah, I think it's a good way to do that. Encrypt the file if you really don't trust the server.